Today's tea is TWG's Earl Grey tea bag. TWG is one of the world's most famous and expensive tea brands. It was founded in Singapore in 2008. The number 1837 on the package celebrates an important trade year for Singapore, not the founding year. Also, my friends are often confused, but TWG and Twinings are different companies. By the way, I only have 3 subscribers, so this is not an advertisement. You can find this tea on their website. You can buy it and try the same thing I'm doing now. If you scroll down in the tea bag section, you can find French Earl Grey. This tea is black tea flavored with bergamot and contains corn flour. But the corn flour is mostly for visual appeal and does not affect the taste. Now I'll show you an important tool I'm using today. It's the Porlex Tea Grinder 2 from Japan. To grind tea leaves as finely as matcha, a regular food processor is not suitable. Actually, what I wanted was this Korean millstone called Matcha for malcha, which is a craftsman's work made from Korean stone and costs about 900 euros or over 1000 USD. Sadly, I can't afford that much, so I found this tea grinder as a substitute. You can find it easily by searching online. Here it is. I recommend a tea grinder rather than a coffee grinder because the particle size is different. Now I'll show you how to assemble it. I washed and dried it the day before. Since it's not an electrical device, you can wash it with water. You put the ceramic burr in the body, aligning the sawtooth edges, then tighten the remaining parts and screw. I set the grind size to the second finest. Now I'm taking out the TWG Earl Grey tea bag I prepared earlier to get the contents. You can't tear it open by hand, so use kitchen scissors. Put the contents in a small bowl and break them up by hand to some extent. If you put in large chunks, the grinder might break. After breaking it up well, pour the leaves through the grinder's top, close the lid, attach the lever, and turn clockwise vigorously. You have to turn a lot for just about 2.5 grams. After grinding once, you need to clean the leftover tea dust. So it's better to grind 10 to 15 grams at once and keep the rest in a small glass jar sealed in a cool, dark place. Although it will oxidize over time, in dry and cold winters, it's not a big problem. While grinding, let me share a bit about malcha. Actually, you are probably more familiar with the term matcha. Among Korea, China, and Japan, Japan is the country that drinks powdered tea the most for today. But this powdered tea drinking method originated in ancient China and spread to Korea and Japan. In Korea, this powdered tea is called malcha. Mal means powder and cha means tea. Strictly speaking, matcha and green tea powder are different. Unlike green tea, matcha is shade-grown and uses fewer veins or stems. But tea is a product of personal taste, so it's fine to grind and drink pu'er tea, oolong tea, or black tea as matcha method. Green tea, matcha, pu'er tea, oolong tea, black tea, and white tea, they are all come from the same tea plant. They are all relatives. But you should remember that chamomile or rooibos are unrelated. Now it's done. I will put this finely ground tea powder aside and warm a ceramic bowl called chawan or dawan by adding hot water and also warming bamboo husk called chasan. I usually like glass tea tools, but for the bowl, ceramics are better than the glass. When it's warm, pour out the water into a basket nearby and add the Earl Grey malcha. Then measure out 100 milliliters of water over 90 degrees Celsius and pour it into the bowl, whisking in an M shape with the chasan. This is the proper foam I recommend. The whisk shouldn't touch the bottom of the bowl, but it is not that easy. If you bought a cheap chasan, don't mind this and just enjoy whisking. You will see big bubbles in many YouTube videos, but officially you should stop when a fine consistent layer of froth forms, like shaving foam. Depending on the tea, some tea powder foams more and some less. So do your best with whisking, but don't overdo it. And don't add any honey or sugar here. It will ruin the chasan. After whisking well, stop. Prepare a beaker and milk next. I chose soy milk with 4% of fat, 5% of sugar, and pasteurized at 130 degrees Celsius for 2 seconds. You can pick similar milk with similar nutrition in your country for a comparable taste. Pour about 150 milliliters of chilled milk. Then take your cup and pour the milk in, followed by the whisked tea. Rinse the bowl lightly with the leftover water from the kettle and discard it. I will clean the chasan more thoroughly after tea time, but rinse it right now first because after the drink dries, cleaning is much harder. Now I'll start the review of the Earl Grey Matcha Latte. Like last time, I brought my notes. Writing right after tasting helps me remember impressions and develop new recipes. I didn't add any ice, but since it's winter, it's cool enough. When I take the first sip, it surprised me. It wasn't bitter at all. Unlike making milk tea from 10 grams of brewed tea, the tea taste here is very mild. You can see the particles settling here, and you feel them on your tongue, but it's not unpleasant and actually it feels quite good. Like how Taiwanese boba milk tea and British tea have the same ingredients but different fillings, this Earl Grey Matcha Latte is a new category. Personally, I prefer stronger tea flavor, so adding a bit more leaves might be better. When grinding or dry Earl Grey leaves, the bergamot scent was strong like orange and lemon, but it seems a bit of the aroma was lost during whisking with hot water. Next time, I want to try a tea with a strong natural terroir flavor rather than the artificially flavored tea. When I drank more than half, the powder texture became more noticeable and the tea flavor came through more strongly, which was actually a plus. Especially with this cookie, it's a French lemon cookie from La Mere Plare. It has a refreshing lemon flavor with a slight salty crunch and it's sweet. Since the Earl Grey Matcha Latte has no added sugar, it pairs well with the sweet cookie. Strongly brewed English breakfast tea is bitter, right? Such bitter tea resets your palate for sweetness sharply, but this Earl Grey milk tea gently balances the sweetness. Bergamot from Earl Grey and the lemon from the cookie share a citrus vibe, making a good pair. In conclusion, I think I need to make more powdered tea lattes this way. When I first tried Taiwanese bubble tea in Korea as an elementary student, I didn't get why it was so popular and couldn't finish the boba. But for now, I love boba milk tea, though I can't drink it too often because I worry about gaining weight. Similarly, I think this Earl Grey tea latte tastes milder than tea-based type milk tea, but has a subtle charm, and I want to try it more before deciding whether it's good. See you next time!